Hello, assalamualaikum. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. Welcome back. It's Bossi NIQABI. Back at it again with a late night video. I'm actually in my yard about to lay down, and I saw something quite interesting on Instagram, and I just couldn't let it go, and I can't be bothered to get dressed up and go outside as I usually do. So I'm just gonna talk about it here, and inshallah, you'll all be listening. If you are new here, welcome. Usually I don't do my videos in the dark. Usually, it's in broad daylight where you can at least see me. Welcome. Click subscribe and the notification bell. Be part of the notification gang. Shout out to all my subscribers that are currently here. Welcome back. If you are here to win and see other people winning, click the thumbs up button. All right, so where do I begin? Honestly, I remember the last video that I made about Muslims coming for other Muslims was when everyone came for Gina Tokyo's throat. I was like, no, don't do that. And we're going to talk about French Montana right now. And I want to tell you all, don't come for his throat either. And it's not because I'm defending what he's doing. It has nothing to do with that. It's really like, do you really want to be giving publicity to someone like that? I was going through the comments and I saw like a lot of slanderous things being said. People making takfir, people swearing and all sorts of languages. Let's break it down. Let's go back to the basics, okay? First of all, for all of you Muslims that are saying all these bad things, and I want you to take a moment right now. Take the opportunity to look at yourselves. I want you to look at yourselves, and I want you to reflect on how you treat your mother. Let's start right there. Okay, now that we thought about that, I want you to think about how you treat your father, how you treat your siblings. I want you to look at, if you're married, look at your spouse. How do you treat your spouse? And if you have children, I want you to look at how do you treat your children. Now, if you can't say that it's a 10 on 10, then stop talking. Okay, go work on yourself. As a matter of fact, get out of this video right now and go make istighfar and go think about your actions. Like, I literally put on my Instagram about, is it like a sin to do a music video with women in a veil, like a niqab? Like, niqab, yes, it is a symbol of Islam, but how many people out there, both men and women who are or who claim to be Muslims, do they actually uphold like the proper standard of Islam? Like outwardly. I'm not talking about what you do privately by yourself. Like outwardly. Do you really represent Islam? So why do you, you're going to hold this cloth to such a high standard where in countries in the Middle East, prostitutes wear that? Here in the West, it's very different. As women, we are all fighting for our rights. Islam is literally the last stronghold for women's rights, and that's why they're trying desperately to dismantle it. Because if you only knew your rights as a Muslim woman, so many things would change. Like, I'm seeing comments there on the thing, and it just makes me think of how many Muslims out there that I have encountered that would never allow their daughter to wear the face veil. They would say, oh, Bossi, that's for you, but I wouldn't want my daughter to wear that. Well, why not? If you hate a part of the deen, then you need to question yourself at the end of the day. Because you can't be going around saying, I accept this of the deen, but not the other things. You may have a hard time, understanding that part of the deen, which is understandable because, we are humans and we're here to grow and we're here to learn. That's the beautiful thing about being a Muslim. There's room to grow. But a lot of you out there are imposing your culture, treating your kids like garbage, treating your daughters, treating the Muslim women like trash. You need to fix up, including sisters out there. How many times have I met sisters that are catty towards one another who, I'm not going to talk to you because of your hijab, of what you're wearing, or you're too extreme, or you're not extreme enough, or we're better than you. How many times do we actually see this? Honestly, a lot of people have made takfir against me saying, you're not on the sunnah because you don't wear gloves. You should just take off the whole face veil altogether. Let me tell you, that's very discouraging. That's very discouraging to hear from another woman. So, you need to mind yourselves. You need to mind how you represent Islam. You're so worried about someone else who's just trying to make money. And yes, he's selling his religion, but how many of you have done the same to get your little job that doesn't even give you enough money to be average in the world? I'm not defending this individual, French Montana, but I really want you to put things into perspective that leave what does not concern you. You want to give this person publicity, and I understand you do not understand how the business works, but bad publicity is better than no publicity. And that's where he's going to bank off, because you're going to say, oh yeah, I don't like this, but you're going to hear this song on the radio. You're not going to scoff at it and then turn it off. You're going to listen. What does it have to say? What does it mean? I don't understand. And you're going to go into deeper. And then, when you have a song that sounds just so disgusting the first time you hear it, and then all of a sudden it just sounds so beautiful and you're dancing and bopping to it. Yeah. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Okay? Number 2. How many times do we see on Instagram, social media, Muslim women, they wear hijab, they put a scarf on their head and they're visibly Muslim and they're shaking their butts. Getting all this negative attention, to which you're all feeding into it. You're all loving it, liking, disliking, writing these bad comments, writing good comments. Everyone sins. I think we need to understand that. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. But we all sin. And Allah is the one who's watching over us. We have the angels writing down everything that we're saying and everything that we're doing. I'm not a sheikh. I'm a revert. And to be quite honest, I'm not really disappointed in the Muslim community at this point because I've yet to be impressed. That's it. Mind your business. Stay in your lane. What he's doing is not taking money out of your pockets. Focus on that. I know I focus a lot on money, but that's all it is. It's a money game. He sings 3 minutes, gets his money. That's all. Okay? Yes, there are women in his music video that have their faces covered. There are some women in just a scarf like hijab with makeup on, which I don't know about you, but if you look at YouTube, you can easily find that. It's just they're probably not making the same amount of money as that woman in the music video. Okay? So, yeah. Look at the first hijabi who was in a Playboy magazine. Some of you came for her throat. Some of you are now following her and her journey on Instagram and social media. Let's stop with all of the shaming and stuff like that. Worry about yourself. Worry about where Allah sees you in his eyes. Honestly, it comes down to taqwa. Okay? You are on your own level, and other individuals that you feel that it's your duty to shame and curse at and say all these things, honestly, like, you're no better. It's disappointing, yes. It's a letdown, yes. But you know what? The last song he made was unforgettable. And maybe that didn't make him a lot of money. So now he needs to do something that's really going to get everyone, like, on the same boat in terms of publicity-wise. It's just a publicity stunt, guys. I don't know what the music's about. I don't care. I don't care about that stuff. I got my own things to do. All right? Keep in mind, and I'm not sure if all of you have heard of this story, but there's a story about a prostitute, you know, who brought water to a dog through her shoe. You know, she saw this dog, he was thirsty, it was a hot, hot, hot day. Took her shoe off, filled it with water, gave it to the dog. That woman, from what I understand, it's stated that she is actually going to Jannah. And now we have someone who is outwardly covered, you know, head to toe, showing everyone, you know, oh, I'm so pious. But she kept a cat in a cage in the closet and, like, tortured the cat. And that person is said to go to hellfire. All right? So, at the end of the day, I want you to understand that you may show a face to the people around you and have them fooled. But Allah knows what is your truth. Allah knows what you do alone and private and when no one else is looking at you. I need for you to focus on that. I need to put all your focus on what you do to represent Islam and how you are outwardly representing it towards others, meaning, you know, publicly. And I mean publicly as in also your family members. You know? How do you treat your mom? How do you treat your siblings, you know, brothers, sisters, your father? How do you treat your grandparents? How do you treat your neighbor? You know, how do you treat your friends? There are so many other things to focus on in life, but for some odd reason, everyone thinks they're perfect. Now, when you look at my other videos, you're going to see that I have my face veil on, my sunglasses, and I'm just doing my own thing. Yeah, I do my own thing. I do not claim to be religious, okay? I moderate the comments that go in the comments so that no one does anything that's too crazy. You know, I have definitely deleted some comments in the past from both Muslim and non-Muslims. Because you know what? The channel is to have fun. It's just to show you a different side of Islam that people do not see NIQABIs doing. You know? Sometimes you really have to think it through. You have to control your emotions. Honestly. How do you live? You just get angry so fast. Try to understand things sometimes. Like, I can't go to sleep knowing that this is on my mind because I'm just reading through the comments. And if these are Muslims that are commenting, they're writing things in Arabic, to which I understand, writing things in English, writing things in Darija, which is Moroccan, and they're just going off. Just focus on yourself. Stay in your lane. All right? Don't worry about what this person's doing. Worry about your own akhirah. Worry about how Allah's going to see you. Worry about Judgment Day. Worry about not being unjust towards another person. Because all those people can still hold it against you Judgment Day, Muslim or non-Muslim. How about you worry about that? You know, I wear the face veil. Okay? I've been wearing it, and let me tell you something. It might be very shocking to you, but the most of the people that give me a hard time for wearing it, for the right reasons, are Muslim people. How about you go and think about that? Okay? Non-Muslims, they just, all right. Some have comments, some don't. But it's the actual Muslim people that have something against the niqab themselves. Okay? How many Muslim men have tried to shake my hand while I'm wearing the face veil? And then they turn out, oh, I forgot. Muslim women don't shake hands with men. All right? We're fighting for respect. Women are fighting for respect. And imagine the Muslim woman who has been given this honor, has been given this respect, dignified respect and honor, according to the deen. And people want to bring in their cultures to destroy that. You know what, sis? If you're watching this right now and listening to my words, I want to offer you the challenge. Firstly, to work on yourself as a human being. Secondly, go learn about your rights. Don't learn about the non-Muslim rights because they actually have less than we do as Muslims, as in Muslim women, to be specific. Go learn about your rights in Islam. Okay? And I want you to hold on to those in Kung Fu grip. For the men listening in, I want you to start respecting the women around you. Start respecting the women regardless if they respect themselves. This is a test of your own character. You should not disrespect someone else just because they have a false sense of respect for themselves. And that goes for everyone, both men and women. Okay, how about you go and treat your sister with respect? How about you go treat your mother with respect? Go treat your spouse with respect. I'm sick and tired of seeing brothers with the beard being all oppressive and extreme for no reason. Just like your beard, brothers listening in, consider that the hijab for women too, and the face veil. Because I've met all types of people with the face veil and with just the scarf on. And let me tell you, far from angels, but I've met some that are sweeter than sugar as well. Look at yourselves. Stop paying attention to anyone else. You're not getting richer. You're just wasting your time, your precious time that you will never get back. You can comment down below. You can dislike this video. That's fine. But if you can listen at least to a different perspective, thumbs up. If you can offer a different perspective that makes sense, write it down below in the comments. I'm curious to hear what other people have to say. And yeah, you can say that I'm wrong. You can say I don't know. I'm not making any sense. That's fine. Cool. Awesome. But let's calm down when it comes to people who want to reinvent their religion and, bring shame to it in their own ways. And it's not even shame to Islam. It's just shame to themselves. Just forget about other people right now. You need to worry about yourself and worry about how Allah sees you. That's it. And with that being said, I want to remind you today that you are blessed and you are highly favored. Great things are going to happen to you. So if you're having a bad day, I'm gonna have to ask you to ask yourself a question. Are you gonna cry about it? Or are you gonna boss up? Stay grateful. Assalamu alaikum. Bye-bye.